Good morning, Spartans. My name is Amy Powers Johnson, and I am the Spartan SPARC coordinator at Simley. You might have seen your teachers wearing these brand new blue We Are Spartan t-shirts, and now we would like to get these t-shirts out to every student at Simley. 10th through 12th grade students will order their t-shirts today during third hour. 9th grade students were already given their t-shirt on freshman orientation day, so the only 9th graders that will be ordering a shirt today would be a 9th grade student that was not at orientation. Unfortunately, we do not have enough shirts for any 9th graders to order a second t-shirt. I will be asking third hour teachers to keep good attendance today and keep track of who was not able to order a t-shirt today so that you know who you still need to get an order from after today. On our Flex Learning Day, teachers will pick up their third hour classes t-shirt order and then deliver them to students on Tuesday. Teachers, we will have your orders printed out for you on the 29th, so you just need to show up and pick up your orders. There will also be a special treat for you when you pick up your order because we wouldn't want you to crumble, so we will provide you with a treat. I would like to take a few minutes to explain the importance of SPARC and the significance of the t-shirt you will be given. Here is an example of the results of a question students were asked on the Minnesota Student Survey last year. The question asked students if you would rather use alcohol when hanging out with friends or if you would rather not use alcohol when hanging out with friends. As you can see by your results, that was an overwhelming that you would rather not drink alcohol when hanging out with friends, which is a pretty positive response and shows how many students are making good choices. But don't get me wrong, 11% of students saying they would rather drink alcohol when hanging out with friends in high school is pretty concerning, and we are working on making that number better. But right now, we want to look at an issue that we have in our data. Our problem is actually not our use rates. We have pretty low use rates, and Simley's use rates are actually very similar and many times below state average. But we have a big and kind of unique problem we have discovered in our data, which is why we have something like SPARC at our school. And let me explain to you exactly what this problem is. We have learned that a pretty big risk factor for youth substance use, such as vaping, alcohol, and marijuana, is when there is a big misperception related to substance use, meaning that if everyone thinks or just assumes I am using, this gives me a bigger risk factor for using. Here's a specific example that highlights the problem we have with our data. Although 89% of students say they would rather not drink alcohol when hanging out with friends, only 42%, which is less than half of our students, perceive this correctly. So what this means is that most of our students think that everyone else wants to drink alcohol when hanging out. But our real data is that most Spartans would rather not use when hanging out with friends, but they perceive that everyone else wants to. That discrepancy in the data is an example of a risk factor that we are trying to fix. That is why you see signs all over the place showing you what our real data is, and that is what SPARC is all about. Look at our data for parents. Most parents think that most students want to drink when hanging out with friends. Same with teachers. And wow, look at what the data shows the community of Inver Grove Heights thinks about you. 97% of community members that were polled has an incorrect misperception of you. The goal of SPARC is to fix people's wrong thinking by showing the real data, which shows most of our students are making good choices. Throughout the year, we will have random days where prizes will be given out to students that are wearing their SPARC t-shirts. The more people that see our message, the more we fix the misperception and show how great Simley students are. Imagine the power of an elementary student seeing you wearing a t-shirt that is helping fix them having a higher risk factor for alcohol, marijuana, and vaping. That's pretty cool stuff from just wearing a t-shirt. All your teachers and staff here at school are so proud of you, and we are all happy to be working together to fix the negative perceptions of SIMLE students because you deserve to be celebrated. Please all go to the grade level Schoology page and place your order to be part of fixing the misperception. Thank you all and have a spectacular day.